Hi guys, this is Mikah.
And I'm Kendra.
And honestly, we're just starting this. We don't have an intro. We don't have this big old introduction, all this stuff. So we're just going to get right into a little bit of our story. This is just the beginning though, what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we're going to start with how we met, which was January 23rd of 2022. And so, yeah, do you want to start off by giving yours?
Oh, okay. Well, let me start off from my side. So here I'm going into church, and mind you, the church has not started yet. We're just setting everything up. We're doing a practice run for 4 Sundays in a row. This was our last practice. This was the final Sunday before we actually launched the church. And so I woke up a little late, and I actually did this past Sunday, so it's not a good thing to wake up late. Don't wake up late for church. But I woke up late, and I didn't get to brush my teeth. I had no chapstick on. When you don't brush your teeth in the morning and you go out, you're going to have ashy lips. It's just a fact. I don't care what anybody says, you're going to have ashy lips. And I threw on Birkenstocks, and I think they were white socks. I looked like I was back in Jesus' time. I really did. So I did. I mean, just envision it. Just envision it. So I got to church, and mind you, I'm a new believer, probably, well, newer meaning a year in to my walk. So I'm not thinking there's anybody that is going to cross my path at church now. They're all older than me. I'm one of the only young people at the church so far. Besides youth, I'm like the only young adult per se. And I'm just serving the Lord. That's all I'm doing, being faithful. And she walked in, and I honestly didn't think anything of it at first. Promise you 100%. This isn't one of those love at first sight stories that I think all that sometimes is true, but this isn't the case this time. So that's the backstory leading up to meeting her. I can keep going if you want, but if you want to share what happened after.
No, you tell the people.
Okay, basically, let's make this very clear. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So there's a youth named.
You're just gonna put her out there.
There's a youth. I'm not gonna say the name. Thank you. See, this is why. Thank you. So there's a youth, and if anyone's watching this, if you're watching this,
Hey, girlfriend.
Yeah, you know exactly who it is. You serve in kids ministry. You know exactly who it is. Anyways, she walks up to me and she's like, "Oh my goodness, Micah, look." And I'm like, "What? Like, what am I looking at?" And then she points to Kendra. I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, she's pretty. Awesome." Like, just simple as that. I wasn't like, "Oh my goodness, I need to go talk to her," as the youth say nowadays, or "riz her up," whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, this youth, I almost said her name, this youth goes and tells Kendra what?
She just walks up to me and is like, I'm sitting by myself. Little backstory, super quick. I had no idea about our church at all whatsoever. That was my first time stepping foot in the building that day. So I'm sitting by myself. I'm just listening to the stuff that's going on. And then this youth comes up to me and is like, "Hey, do you want to come with me to meet my friend?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Not knowing who she's talking about. I did see her and Mikah standing together at a point, like in the back of the worship center, but like I literally didn't even think anything of it. I just kept walking and stuff. So yeah, she goes, "Hey, do you want to come with me to meet my friend?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I get up with her, and do you want me to keep going?
Yep.
Okay, so
this part is hard for me to say, so it's better if she says.
So I get up and I turn around, and she goes, "Where'd he go?" And I'm like, like, who's she been talking about? And she goes, "He was standing right there, like he was just right there." And I just kind of laugh, and I'm like, I don't know. And she goes, "He ran away because he thinks you're really pretty." And I'm like, "Oh." And she goes, "Yeah. And he said his lips were ashy and he didn't have chapstick on, so I think he ran. Let's go find him." So we're literally walking throughout the building at this point, trying to find Mr. Mikah. And we're like going through the different kids' classrooms. We couldn't find him, and we finally come to like the very end of the hallway. And lo and behold, she's like, "Oh, here he is." And so you want to talk about that little part when I ended up seeing you hiding in a classroom?
Okay, let me be very clear here, okay? It was not that I could not talk to her and that I was nervous. I had ashy lips. I was dressed. Some people would say bozo. I guess you'd say. I don't know if that's a good word, but there's that. And then also, I did not brush my teeth.
So he ran.
Oh, I ran, of course. What am I going to do? I'm going to walk up to you confidently and say, hello. No, how am breast going to smell? And you're going to see my lips are all white. So, it actually looked like I ate powdered donuts that morning.
Oh, that's so bad.
It is bad. It is bad. So, yeah. I heard her voice and Julia's.
You said
Oh,
it.
no. I'm sorry. Okay. Scratch that. We'll edit it out. So, I heard the youth's voice and Kendra's. My heart was beating very fast because I'm like, please don't do this. Please don't do this. You don't understand how embarrassing it already is to be in this place with a bunch of people. And I have ashy lips, didn't brush my teeth. I'm dressed like a bozo. And therefore, I turn around because I can't just ignore them. They're sitting in the doorway. And I look, I'm just like, and you know, okay, let me explain a little something to you guys, okay? If you're face to face with somebody, like if it's awkward and then you turn around and then you have to introduce yourself, that's not as awkward. But when you have to make a shameful walk across the classroom to the door, let me tell you, it is embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. So I'm taking that shameful walk. It's already hard enough. I'm on my knee, like acting like I'm doing something.
No, you weren't. At that point, you were standing there.
Oh, okay.
You were like acting like you were holding something or doing something.
Yes.
Trying to look like he was being,
Productive.
productive. But really, you're standing right there by the doorway. But you were like awkwardly like this way. And you could tell, like when we got over there, that it was like, oh, shoot.
Yep. I took that shameful walk, turned around, I faced my fears, I guess you'd say. And so I shook her hand. I think all I said was, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you said your name was Mikah.
And I said,
Shook
nice
my
to
hand.
meet you. Yep.
Yeah.
What's your name? You said Kendra, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then you probably thought, well, that guy's a dweeb.
I didn't think a dweeb, but I was just like, okay, bye. Like, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, like, poor thing. Ran.
All right.
Honestly, I was like, no. But, yeah, that's literally it. And then that's how we met. We didn't talk after that for literally like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of you. I don't think you thought of me. Did you think of me, Mikah Munoz?
We will never know.
Okay.
Just kidding. At some point I did.
Hmm.
Some point.
Well.
But I was focused. But I think the main reason was because we were both focused on God.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not solely like, let me find somebody. That wasn't the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Never was. And so I guess that's kind of a lesson people could learn is if you want something like a relationship that God has for you, you don't always have to go searching high and low, but you also can't sit back and be lackadaisical. You have to continue
When did you start using that word?
Lackadaisical?
Yeah.
It's a good word, isn't it? It's a good word.
Sounds like you got it from somebody.
From you.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, she is more of the go, and sometimes I'm like, all right, let's take just a second. Let's take 1 second to enjoy.
It's a good
moment.
balance.
It's a good balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm really slow, not in the mind.
Not in the mind.
Not in the mind, but you know what I mean.
Lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Just like.
Just very like that.
And I'm like on the go,
Bang.
on the mission. Let's do it. Whatever
Bang.
it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically the story of how we met. Again, we did not talk after for a really long time. Like, I don't even really remember seeing him ever. Like he said, this was not some like love at first sight thing. I never would have like even guessed like, oh, I just met my future husband in that moment. It literally was like, yeah, that's all. Well, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video because we will go into more detail about things that happened after that and how it actually turned into us not talking at all whatsoever to A little bit more.
A little bit more talkative.
Yeah. A little bit more talkative.
Mm-hmm. She likes the words.
Yeah, a little bit more talkative. Is that the right context to use that word?
I guess not talkative.
How we became a little bit more talkative? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. You can let us know in the comments if you want.
Yeah.
But, okay. We're going to say something else.
Oh, no. Thank you guys for listening.
Mm-hmm.
And like Kendra said, we cannot wait to share more of the story with you guys.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.